Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Fonta, Flora Brewing Company out of Nebo, North Carolina. I'm sure you can tell by the look of this bottle and the label, but this is another beer in their mixed culture barrel aged Gose series. This one, you can probably tell by that picture right there. This is a Cantelope one. It says mixed culture Gose beer fermented with brewer grown cantaloupe and aged on local pineapple, sage, and sea salt. I've never heard of pineapple sage. I'm assuming it doesn't actually taste like pineapple because that's usually how those things work. But each one of these has a fruit, it has salt, and then it also has like some sort of herb or whatever thrown in, and that's what the pineapple sage is for this one. I've not had this yet. I also don't. I think I've had like maybe one or two Cantelope beers before, but it's definitely not many, and I don't remember. I kind of remember the fact that I have had them before, but I don't specifically recall any of them. But I can't think of any brewery off the top of my head that makes one. So it should be interesting to give it a try. Cantaloupe would definitely be one of the last fruits that I would think to make a beer with, because to me it just generally doesn't have a very strong flavor, but we'll see. That might actually play to this beer's advantage, because maybe that'll just be more of like the funk from the yeast. I'm not sure, but we'll see what we got going on here. Alright, so you saw the head dissipate really quickly. It was definitely white. It pours a cloudy, really light yellow color, basically almost like straw. It really looks like a Belgian wit, to be honest. Very light. Oh, that smells fantastic. It definitely has a lot of the general Fonta Flora funk to it. I do get that little bit of like musty cobweb character and some like sweet tart notes. There is something else that's reminding me of the one watermelon sour that they did, so I'm assuming that, the melon character is probably something from the Cantelope. There is something like a little apple-y to me too. I'm assuming it's not acetaldehyde, because it is pretty minimal. It could be something from the pineapple sage too, because I don't know. Even sage itself I'm not too familiar with, so I don't know that I would be able to pick it out, but there's something else in this aroma that I'm not super familiar with. That's really nice. It almost kind of... I basically don't get any of the cantaloupe at all. But I'm fine with that, because I'm not the biggest fan of cantaloupe. I'm also not surprised, because cantaloupe just doesn't have a very strong flavor. But for me, it almost gives me an opportunity to really taste what the base of this beer actually tastes like. And I think also because the fruit presence is pretty minimal on this one, if not non-existent, you can really tell that the salt is in this one. It's pretty salty. I mean, it's up there with like the Westbrook Gose, which I consider one of the more saltier Goses that you can get. I would say it's like slightly more salty than Gatorade, if that makes any sense. Uh, it does have a nice funk to it. It's not like quite to the level of their AWAS stuff or their mixed culture saisons, but it's absolutely obviously not kettle soured. Um, there is definitely some like vanilla oaky character to it as well, and that's what it says barrel aged, but that could mean like 2 weeks. You never really know. But I mean, this definitely tastes like it probably spent at least a month or two in barrels. Or I mean, to me, it smells like something that was just like fodder aged, for a month or two, which is fine because you definitely get the oak presence in it. So I'm not getting whatever I was picking up as like apple in the flavor, or what I was picking up as apple in the aroma. It's not in the flavor. I do get a little bit of a peach note, and it's a little like grainy on the finish too, um, but it's super super light. I don't know or think I said what the ABV is on this, but it's 4.8. Which, I mean, this honestly even drinks lower than that. This drinks like it's like 3%. It's so light, but it's definitely full of flavor. It's just really light in body. This kind of reminds me of the Funk Factory Meerts beers with like about half the level of acidity, which I love those beers, but they're pretty sour for being like a really small beer. But like I said, I'm kind of glad that the Cantelope is not super strong in this, because I really get a nice window into what the base of all these Goses taste like, and I really really like it. To me, the fact all of these beers in this series have been great, but especially the price point is what makes them like such a steal. I mean, three to $4 for a legitimate mixed culture beer is crazy by today's prices and standards, and that's what they are. They're $14 for a 4 pack. So that's $3.50 a bottle, which is just crazy. If you scale it up to a 750, that's $7-8 for a 750 of a mixed culture beer. That's so cheap. Um, it might not have quite the complexity of like the barrel aged ones, but it's still close enough with the significant price difference. It is absolutely a steal. And they did say recently that they're not making these anymore, or not anymore, sorry, anymore for the season. They said, I think this was the last one, they said, for the season. So I guess they're not making it in the winter, which is fine. I mean, these are really light, easy drinking beers, so I understand that. But I definitely hope that they pick them up in the spring and, do some of them again, or do new fruits. Either way, I'd be okay with. Because I've loved every one that I've had, and this is definitely not an exception to that. So this is absolutely a buy for me. Check it out. This is a crazy series that they're doing. I can't think of any other brewery that's doing something like this, that's this quality at this price. So it's definitely worth checking out. That's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.